when you daydream, do you kind of try and resist daydreaming because you want to focus on what's in front of you? Such as, like when you daydream in class or something like that, your mind wanders. And constantly people are kind of told, no, you need to focus, you need to pay attention or whatever. And although that's true sometimes, there's a lot of value to allowing yourself to daydream and kind of just feeling it out and then guiding it in a certain direction. So, and this helps with visualization a lot. If you naturally daydream, then you're already, kind of a step there. If you never daydream, well, I mean, I don't really know what to speak from because I can't relate too much with that, but I would love to hear from you and how you visualize or how you've kind of like cultivated an ability to kind of lose yourself in thought more. So with me, for instance, whenever I'm at work, I'll be losing myself in the action that I'm doing at work, but I'm also, building up towards this visualization that I'm thinking. So I'll lose myself in action at work for multiple hours, and then I'll reflect in hindsight and think to myself, wait a second, I was just, even though I was working and completely lost and focused in that, I was also thinking of the future the entire time that I was working, almost like I was living an entirely different reality. So, and a lot of people might associate this as daydreaming. But the way I think of it is it's kind of like directed visualization or directing my daydreaming so that I'm visualizing in this future tense, literally living out an entirely like a reality and painting a picture. And it's so much so that I'm even like talking sometimes, having conversations, whatever. And then and it goes the same for the past. I know some people who can kind of visualize in the past and relive past moments. I don't do it that way. I'm more of a I'll reflect on past situations and reflect on what I did to express myself in a given scenario, or how I could have expressed myself differently, things like that. So I'll live in the past tense in that sense, and I can kind of just combine all three tenses at the same time. So I'll be losing myself in action, and then I'll be reflecting on the past, and then I'll also be visualizing towards the future. And all of this is kind of combined in order to be like living in multiple different realities inside of my head, and it feels amazing. It feels extremely effective. It feels like I'm living in a way. So it's super hard to explain, but this is just kind of like to get the conversation going in terms of whenever you lose yourself in thought or you start daydreaming or wandering off, then feel it out and try and like guide it in a certain way. And you really can. I've been building up towards the ability to lucid dream lately when you're dreaming, and I think there's a lot of value to it. You're living in when you're asleep. There's an entirely different reality there. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, DMT is associated when you're sleeping, and my knowledge on that is limited right now. But I think there's some value and curiosity with DMT, and I think it's a similar situation whenever you're able to really lose yourself in a daydream as well. And so you're living all these different realities, whether you're sleeping, whether you're daydreaming or visualizing, whatever you want to call it, in the future, in the past, and you're losing yourself in the present, or just maybe you're not even losing yourself, maybe you're focused and you're thinking in a different way. There's just all these different realities, a part of our existence that we're living in. And I think it's just important. Oh man, my dog's trying to get in here. I think it's just important to really just take advantage of each one and kind of just embrace each one and feel it out and direct it all. So yeah, what about you? Do you find yourself daydreaming? Have you always been kind of taught to resist daydreaming? Like it's bad, you need to focus on the task at hand or whatever? Or do you have you let yourself daydream and you feel like it's allowed you to visualize in a certain way or reflect in a certain way? And I mean, God, like sometimes I'll just be walking around my apartment, just like fucking talking to myself, like living out conversations in my head. And if you really just let yourself loose, you can do this really vividly. And I just, there's a lot of value to it that you can use in multiple, in your present day life, or whatever reality you're intending towards. So yeah, what about you? What do you think? Let's get the conversation going.